Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Uncle Jay Explains the News. Now here's the guy who helps little minds understand big news stories, Uncle Jay.
Hi, boys and girls, and Happy New Year. Hope you partied like it was 1999. A lot of people wish it was. Well, Uncle Jay's news word for this week is confidence. Good for you if you notice this was spelled wrong. You probably have a teacher like Miss Willard. I'm not bitter. Now, this word actually is spelled confidence. But in the news lately, really, it's more like confidence. People who had confidence in this guy, Bernie Madoff, feel like dunces. They gave him all their money because he said he would make them rich. And most of them were already rich, but they thought that also made them smart. Bernie reminded them, though, that rich and smart don't always go together. Bernie might have to appear before Congress to explain his crazy financial practices as a professional courtesy. Well, in the Mideast, as you've probably seen, there is a sinking confidence in this thing that they keep calling the peace process. They process peace over there, boys and girls, the way Spam processes meat. It's kind of like Homeland Security calling itself that. Well, how much do you think that New Yorkers have about Caroline Kennedy maybe becoming their next senator? Is this going to be an appointment or an anointment? She is related to President Kennedy and Jackie Kennedy and Ted Kennedy and Robert Kennedy and sort of related to Arnold Schwarzenegger, really, and might as well be related to Marilyn Monroe on general principles. But does that all add up to being qualified to be a senator, really? She's never even been arrested. And speaking of messy Senate appointments, there's no time for this, boys and girls. Just rent a couple episodes of the Jerry Springer Show. It's about the level of...
Now, wait a minute, Uncle Jay. I do have my standards.
Point. And now it's time to answer one of your news questions. This week it comes from Linda in St. John, Florida. Hi, Linda. Linda writes, Dear Uncle Jay, in Sunday school they talked about the end of times. Do you think with everything going on in the news now that we are getting near the end of times? Thanks, Linda. Well, you know, World War I was supposed to be a sign of the end of times. And then the Depression, and then World War II, and then the Cuban Missile Crisis, and then disco, and then cats, and then the Macarena, and we're still here. You know, the way things are going, the next end of times might be the New York Times, or the Los Angeles Times, or the Chicago Sun-Times, or Time. Don't forget, you can see more at Uncle Jay's website, www.unclejexplains.com. Check back every Monday when Uncle Jay explains the news. And remember, a great kid is great news.